Hey guys, Marko here. Good morning and welcome to the 2018 Gibson Classic review. So nice to see all of you. I just got woken up by FedEx a few minutes ago. As you can tell, it's not like I have slept in 2 days anyway due to the excitement. But I'm just stoked to share this with you, and I'm gonna do this a little bit different this time and unbox it in real time for you so we can kind of go and discover this guitar together. I'm so excited. It's 2018, the new Gibson line is out once again with like only Henry can do, some very unique pieces and then some pieces that just blow you away. Before I start the usual, just want to say first and foremost, thank you so much for all the beautiful comments and inspirational comments you guys have left on my YouTube channel. It's just so nice to share these things with you and vice versa, learn from you guys. But most importantly, remember, everything I say is very, very subjective. I talk a lot. I'm not affiliated with any store or anything. I just want to share with you what I feel like these guitars are. I'm very passionate about them. And as you know, with Gibson, it's a little bit of a hit and miss sometimes. This is very unique because I didn't think I was going to be here a year later after reviewing the 2017 Classic and then buying two of them, one Plus and the Gold Top, as you all know I have, and then a couple of standards that are reviewed. But it's strange because this Classic for 2018 is a completely different guitar. It has nothing to do with the 2017 Classic, and it's kind of cool when you think about it because, you know, if I don't know, Toyota puts out a Camry in 2016, the next year, 2017 and 18, it's still going to be a Camry more or less. They're probably going to improve it a little bit, but it's still going to be a sedan, a Camry. This thing, like 2 years ago, there was no Classic. Then last year, there was a Classic, which is basically a standard with 57 pickups. And now this year, it's like a completely different guitar with different pickups and everything. P90s, no weight relief, slim neck, ABR bridge, and it's like, that's like having a Toyota Camry, a sedan in 2016, and then for 2017 they put out a Toyota Camry, but they make it a SUV. So it's just awesome. That being said, I'm stoked to unbox this with you because for the longest time I've been looking to add a nice guitar with P90s to my collection, and once again, for me personally, in the 2018 lineup, Gibson once again did something that just blew me away, and I just had to get. Let's discover it together. Let's unbox it, see what we got, go through the case. At this point, you know as much as I do, and just see where it takes us, plug the damn thing in, and just do what we love to do. Abuse this thing. Alright, enough of the ridiculousness. Let's open this thing together and see what we got. First and foremost, as you can see, it's the same brown case, good quality. I heard a rumor that the case was going to be black, which kind of would have been cool for the change, but I guess Gibson didn't want to mess with that. It's the same case as one of, I don't know which one that is. I have, that's my FD, and I think my 50s tribute hanging there. I should probably bring out the other Classics so we can compare them, or maybe not. This is all about this guitar today, but same case as you would always expect. Now let's see what we got when we open it up here. I unhinged one here, two there, three there. Of course, let's hope that FedEx did not manage to break the neck like they did that one time when I ordered a guitar from Sweetwater. As you know, those necks are, they are what they are. And here we go. All right. Wow. Absolutely stunning. And I chose a serial with darker fretboard. First and foremost, let's smell this thing. Get a nice contact high, lovely. Get rid of that. And sure enough, absolutely stunning. We're about to take it out here in a moment and really spend some time analyzing the craftsmanship. As you know, quality control at Gibson is a hit or miss. So far, so good. It looks really, wow, what a beauty.
Absolutely stunning. Let's take it out and maybe even put it on the gazebo outside so we have some good lighting and really check out the craftsmanship and work our way through it together. But first I'm going to take it out and see if there's any new goodies in the case for 2018. But so far, speechless. So real quick about the case, because this review, if you want to call it, is also about a little bit of ownership and what to expect if this is something you're looking into. So let's also see what they come with now. I think it's probably, last year it was a picture of the guitar, etc., and some goodies and branch. Let's see what we got here. We got the serial and the gentleman that inspected it. Everything is great. This is really like a month and a half old. Inspection list, which is cool. Obviously they signed off on it, otherwise they wouldn't have shipped it. The actual guitar, I like this, that when Gibson started doing that a little while ago, you kind of see your baby on the final assembly line, which is super cool. And what's funny is, you know, I think this is now my 10th Les Paul that I have, and it just never gets old. It's just that kid inside of us. I mean, especially if you have different Les Pauls or combination guitars. This obviously in particular is just such a fantastic addition, since nothing sounds like the P90s. What else do we have in here? Oh my god, look at that. Wow, we actually have a pack of strings for a change. That's a first. I'm not experienced. I don't want to lie to you. I have no idea if these strings are good or not. I play, you know, Ernie Balls, Dean Markleys, things like that. I'm not talented enough to tell the difference between strings. You can probably put these on and tell me they're paradigms for 30 bucks a set, and I would believe you. I'm just not good enough to know the difference. What's interesting is the 942, and if I'm not mistaken, the Les Pauls come with 946s. Let's see if it says something here. I will tell you, but I don't, that's strange. None of my Les Pauls have 942s. They're all 946s, except for my R0, which is 10s. So that's kind of unique, because I think they're 946s. And as a matter of fact, I have the puppy on the couch right now for a moment here. Let's see, and I'll zoom in, forgive my light. I think these are 946s. I don't think they are 942s, which is super strange. So, but anyway, a pack of free strings. That's kind of cool. That was not there last year, for you who don't know. And we have a belt. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's more stuff in here this time around. Wow, this is all new. I'm discovering this with you in real time. So, poker chip, did they not put it on? Okay, this is super unique. You know what, let me put that here in the light so you can actually see it. That is super strange. This is a rhythm and treble, as it should be. And I guess this is an extra one. Or is that one different? No, they're the same. That's super unique. I mean, it's so weird. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit at a loss for words, because I'm doing this real time, number one, but number two, all the new Gibsons don't come with that. They're trying to make it look like Paul Reed Smithish with, and then all of us put them on anyway. Pickguard obviously is a preference choice. On this guitar, believe it or not, if you know, I will actually keep the pickguard on, because as you know, I just think that a pickguard doesn't need to be on a beautiful top like this, for example. And why would you want to drill into that? However, with this classic look here, it's the first time that I actually will prefer it with the pickguard, because of the manila colors of the P90s that goes into it. I still do believe that this will look nicer with the top hats, the silver classic 50s top hats, or early 60s. So interesting, we have an extra ring. Wow, okay. Let's see what else. The belt, I doubt any of us will use that. It's a cool, I mean, it's good to have as a backup if you're having a friend over jamming, whatever, but probably nothing. You know, we probably all use locking strats. Let's see what's going on here. And forgive me while I'm trying to finagle my way through here. I'm gonna put the camera down just for 1 second to open that. Again, so we can keep it real time. And I'm opening this pouch. All right, here we are. Oh, I see. So the documentation was put in this really nice Velcro pouch, which is really strong. It took me a moment to open it. And inside is the usual that you would assume. You have your nice little, kind of cool little tool bag, that toolkit that they give you. Microfiber cloth, which you probably never use, and then your standard manual, which you'll be busy never reading. So kind of cool, you know. It's nice. It's good stuff. Look, you get a belt, you get strings. Love the picture. The extra ring is unique, but again, if you have several Les Pauls, you can never have enough goodies. The case is top quality. You know, love or hate Gibson, but these cases are truly remarkable. They also have that beautiful smell, which probably we shouldn't be inhaling. I'm probably already high on it, but great stuff. Great stuff. Very exciting. Let's now actually go and look at the guitar. All right, I came out to the patio, a little bit better lighting, but also we can move about freely. Believe it or not, I have not inspected this thing yet, so we're doing it together. I just removed the plastic cover and that's about it. I have not even looked at the details yet. So wow, first and foremost, what a beauty. And in comparison to last year's classic, again, it's just a completely different guitar. For one, this is not weight relieved, and it weighs, guys, it's not that bad, but you can tell it's not weight relieved. Absolutely love these P90s. It's been a few years since I played a good set. For you who don't know, these are single coils. Now, don't think they're going to be sounding like Fender single coils. That is not going to happen. They are beefy single coils. They are so unique and so gorgeous and beautiful. And I haven't even plugged it in yet, and I'm dying to plug it in. And again, if you have 57s, 490, 498s, burst buckers, this is just so complimentary to add to your tone. This comes with the ring. So it's weird. It's a classic, but yet it has a lot of modern feature. For example, this is a slim neck. It is very slim, guys. It's a slim, way slimmer than the last classic, which had more of a 60s. This is slim. This is almost like freaking Ibanez slim. So he's trying, I guess they're trying to blend modern with classic. Yeah, so you have a modern slim neck, but no weight relief. But then you have an ABR bridge. For you who don't know, and I just love this. This is what Ted McCarthy designed originally. And the Nashville bridge, as you know, is wider and just, I mean, this is just stunning. And again, I'm so happy they threw that on there. So they really did some things right with this, man. You know, you got the P90s, yet you have the slim profile neck because they figured, look, if you want tributes, there's other models to give you the thickness. Yet they put the ABR. They have the speed knobs, which I will change for the top hats. Let's check out the build quality. Excuse me while I zoom in here, so you can see everything looks. There's a little bit. Oh, okay, that's not chipped. That's just the way the color is in there. And as you know, these are direct mounted. Let's look at the binding. And the reason why I'm spending so much time on this, for one, because this is really the first time I'm looking at it this close, but Gibson quality is a hit or miss. Now, I trust Sweetwater with my life, and Matt there don't send me nothing unless, you know, we have a long relationship there going towards 20 years now, but still, look at that. I mean, just absolutely stunning. Beautiful, rounded, obviously binded over, which they didn't do a couple years ago. They're rounded good, they feel right. I guess the frets are now something cryo-engineered, all these fancy things, but the fretwork does look absolutely stunning. It looks clean, the craftsmanship looks great. Let's check the seals here. That looks right. Do these wobble? They a little bit. They don't have a lot of movement. Remember that they are direct mounted. Sorry if I'm wobbling a bit. And also notice how thick these guys are. These pickups are really, I mean, there's some, when they call soap bar, I mean, this thing is a heavy piece. So no weight relief, ABR bridge, but yet slim neck. Let's go to the top here and I'll zoom in, forgive me. And locking tuners. So the fretboard has a little bit of a oil finish in it, believe it or not, and I'm gonna put a little bit on the light here to see if you can catch that. So it's quite different than last year's. It has like a little bit of a, see if I can show it, like a little bit of an oily touch to it. So it's not super raw. It kind of appears as if it has a little bit of a finish. Hard to tell. Nevertheless, it looks absolutely beautiful. Let's turn it around. Forgive my camera movement. And let's see what we got here. There you go. Put it down. All right. Wow. I mean, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Really nicely done. Let me set it up so you can see it a little bit better here, and then we'll check out the finishes. This is slightly lighter than my other Gold Top Classic from last year, but just love the that exposed pattern. Let's check out the craftsmanship here on the heel. Yeah, it looks great. I tell you right now, this doesn't look any worse than my Paul Reed Smith Custom 24, who costs double this. The build quality here is truly perfect. And I look at these things, guys, because with Gibson, I'm, as you know, I think as we all know, you see the cap here with the beautiful mahogany maple, and just, yeah, it looks great. Absolutely. They nailed it. Looks stunning. And it does have pack some good weight. Remember, this is not weight relief, so just an absolutely gorgeous piece. I honestly cannot think of anything to change except for just the knobs changing to top hats, but just a stunning guitar. And I'll lay it down for you here too, so we can get a little bit of a top look here, and just nicely done. Now, I did mention, I'm going to say it again just while we enjoy this guitar porn here, but the neck really is thin. It's really a slim profile, so you get a little bit of a mixture of all worlds here. You know, no weight relief, ABR bridge, P90 pickups, but a super slim neck with locking tuners, and stunning. Let's go plug it in. Or actually, what I'm going to do real quick for you who don't know, I'm going to put one of my other Les Pauls next to it, because I know some people on the forum have brought up the difference between the ABR and Nashville bridge, just so you can kind of see a comparison real quick. Just wanted to give you a quick random comparison. These are the other two Les Pauls that just so happened to be hanging on the wall. And two things. Number one, with weight. Now this is a standard 16, a special order AFD, but nevertheless with weight relief. And this one isn't. You know, it's slightly heavier. This is the 50s Tribute, which is 0, and this is kind of definitely the heaviest. Actually, my R0 will be probably truly the heaviest of them all. Now with the bridge, you see this is the Nashville bridge here. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you see, it's cool. That's kind of like their modern take, but this is the original McCarthy designed one. See, with the screws on top, and much thinner, and they're opposite balanced, so it's just is just beautiful. I think it was such a nice touch to put that on there, because the 50s tribute, ironically, has the Nashville too. So it's kind of weird how to mix match it. I still believe that this will look better with those knobs or these knobs, but here's a side-by-side comparison of the two bridges, so you can kind of see the difference between the ABR1 on the right and the Nashville one on the left. Nevertheless, on this particular standard, of course, you have the slash pickups, the Seymour Duncan Alnico 2s, 490s. On the other classic, you have the 57s, and here the P90s, which we're going to check out now. But nevertheless, you know, it's a beautiful combination of beauty, but more so, what a huge variety of sound you cover with these three guitars. And that's truly, at the end of the day, what it's all about, because playing them is what makes happy, not looking at them. So let's go plug it in and see what we got.
One of the things I wanted to do compared to the other reviews is really do this in real time. So I just plugged it in, literally haven't even strummed it. What I did was put on this clip-on tuner, because the strings are still going out of tune because, you know, they were tuned down almost a step for shipping purposes. I'm still going to bring it to my guitar tech because I just love giving him, you know, a few dollars and him completely making sure everything is perfect. As you know, when these things ship with time changes and temperature changes, you do get a little bit of a buzz. Nevertheless, I will say this came out set up truly. I mean, I can just play this right out of the box. It's fantastic. There's no clipping or buzzing. So I did tune it up. Forgive me, it probably will go out a little bit out of tune as we go along. But what I want to do is spend a few moments on clean sounds, some distorted sounds, and then do something musical. And in the end, I'll give you a just summary of opinion, what I think of this, with respect to what I think of this guitar and compared to value and ownership on the first day. While I am stoked to have this finally, I'm also not too much under the delusion of, oh, it's a new guitar, therefore it is great. So far, I can't really honestly find anything wrong with this thing, and I mean, it's just stunning. It feels great. More so, it's a great addition to other guitars, whether that be Les Paul or Strats. I love all guitars, first and foremost. What I'm doing is, just like always for my little home setting here, compared to the studio, Marshall DSL 40, Boss GT100. Now, everything here is bypassed right now. I'm going to give you the dry sounds of the P90s. Here's the volume. Here's the tones. We're going to start on the bridge and go to the next. So let's see what we got, and we'll play some nonsense. So here's volume's good. Let's go with a G chord. Ready? First time for you and me both. Stunning. So, you know, I know the humbuckers well enough now from Gibson to be able to tell that these are instantly recognizable to that P90 sound. It's bright but still thick compared to a Strat who's bright but very chingy, which is what makes the Strat so beautiful. But this is, I mean, listen to the clarity. And I'm sorry, we're going a little bit out of tune because the strings are so new. I just tuned them up. Let's do the same with the neck. Stunning. I mean, there's nothing. This is straight into the Marshall. It's just, my goodness, it's stunning. Even though I'm playing the chord, you can almost hear every note individually. Let's flip-flop a little bit. and that's dry. Now I'm going to keep the sound, well, let's try the middle. If you know me by now, you know 30 years I used the middle position maybe once or twice now with the review. So here's the middle. It's actually very nice. Let's go through all three of them. Wow, surprisingly, I dig the middle. This is actually a middle I would use. Stunning. With the tones down, it's probably exactly what you will imagine it to be. Let's see here. You will instantly get kind of that jazzy vibe. Let's see here. How much you're going to use that, I don't really know, but stunning. Really sounds beautiful. I'm going to tune it up. I'm not going to play, and we'll come back and add a little bit of delay to it, but keep the sound straight so we get the full effect of the guitar without any manipulation in between. All right, I'm keeping the tuner on now just to get these strings in. By the time we get to the distorted part, we should be fine. So, but it just sounds stunning. So here, what I did now is add a little bit of delay on it and 5% of chorusing, so you get this. This is how I would enhance a clean sound, yet stay true to the real pickup output. If you go to an actual patch, you're basically manipulating it so much you're not getting the actual true pickup anymore. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's just. That was the middle. Bridge. Stunning. Let's go to the neck. Absolutely gorgeous. My opinion is that these P90s just are absolutely stunning on the clean sound. I kind of remember what they are on the more distorted sound. Let's do something musical. Like in my last review, I've been working, jamming a little bit on Eric Johnson's Manhattan, and let's do the verse on the bridge and go to the neck, or vice versa, so you can kind of get an idea what it sounds like with musical background, and then we'll go into some distorted sounds. Oh boy, that was rather embarrassing attempt at Eric Johnson. I just listened to it, but I'll blame not knowing the neck and breaking in the neck and all that stuff. But I hope it gives you an idea of just how diverse these P90s sound and the clarity of the clean tones. They're just stunning. What we're gonna do next is check out some overdrive tones, and I'm purposely keeping it straight into the Marshall. I just added a slight little delay, nothing else. Everything is bypassed straight into the Marshall. So let's see what we got here. Let's start with the bridge and work our way to the next. So here's a couple of bridge notes. Wow, you can totally tell right off the bat that vintagey, classic-y tone. I mean, it's instant. It's a little bit airy and not full humbuckery, but clearly still very full-bodied compared to a Strat single coil, which is much thinner. Keeping it simple in the box, so you know we really get just the simplicity of it, but the tone, boy, do those cut through. I mean, holy moly. Let's try the neck. Wow. Guys, this is straight into the Marshall. The only thing from the Boss GT100 here is the delay. There's nothing else synthetic on this. Listen to this. Let's go a little bit back and forth. And I'll play the same things on purpose, very simple stuff, to just really focus on the pickups rather than the shred. High register, god damn, they sound good. As of this very moment, I'll take him over to the whatever. I'm switching now to from a 0.7 to 1.5 millimeter pick, so we get a little bit more of a pinchy attack. balls, guys. Blah. So I think this gives you a good idea of just how punchy they are. If I add a little bit more overdrive, about 10-15% of a preamp, which is this button here, now you're not fully Marshall anymore. Now you got an extra 9% of 5150 gain on there. Let's see how they handle that. And you can hear a little bit of a hum, which is probably, there you go. Yeah, that's the phone to the in between the pedal and the amp. So it's not the pickups. Let's see just for a few seconds how they handle a higher gain output. It's spectacular, but at this point, pretty much any pickup is going to sound that great because you're doing a lot of, you know, you're modifying the wave quite a bit. Here's the bridge. So truly awesome. Personally, on this particular guitar, I prefer to straight into the Marshall and borrowing a little bit of maybe delay from other outside sources. But I mean, let's go back to bypassing everything and just, I mean, just listen to this. It's just ridiculous, you know. I mean, I can't play and this makes me sound good. Listen. One thing I didn't mention before, this sucker, and again, we talked about how unique it is with respect to old school, new school. P90s, old school, slim, modern slim neck, new school. No body weight relief whatsoever, old school. ABR1 bridge, old school. And yet this sucker has orange capacitors. I'm actually gonna unscrew this for a second so you can check it out. And that in itself, man, I'm telling you, damn, once again, they did a home run with this thing. Amazing sounds, just stunning. Let's have a quick look inside here and see if the wiring is as fancy as they promise. Sure enough, here we are, orange capacitors, and yeah, they did it right. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Another thing that saves you money you don't have to do, and how nice that they did not take a shortcut on this and gave the P90s the juice they deserve. Also, it being wired like that, of course, allows you a much easier platform for future modifications. But while we're here, I'll show you again a little bit of the seal and the craftsmanship here. Just a stunning neck, the locking tuners. 18 for the year, as you know, that changed 10 years ago. Used to be hard to read the serials, so perfect. That's absolutely stunning. It feels great. Turn it around for you so you get a little bit of a close-up again here. You can kind of see just how thick these guys are. And again, the seams are flawless. Another look at the frets here, just how great and rounded with the binding. Now the fretboard looks quite grainy on here, but it actually appears even darker if you're looking at it directly. It has a little of a oily stain finish to it, as I mentioned earlier, that the other Les Pauls that I bought last year and earlier did not have. Just feels fantastic.
pickguard on this one will stay on. I also noticed compared to my other gold top that this one has a little bit of a better quality finish, dare I say. It's just goes dust particle, but once again, if you know me, you know that I believe that these guitars look better if they're worn in and played rather than being furniture pieces. And of course that absolutely gorgeous ABR 1 that Ted McCarthy invented. So stunning, stunning. Now let's see how this thing sounds over music with respect to distortion. We're gonna go straight into the Marshall again, just borrow a little bit of delay, and just delay, no reverb from the pedal, and keep it really simple so we can see what these P90s sound like over music. I'm gonna do a shameless promotion here and play a solo from one of my songs from my upcoming Passion instrumental solo album that's gonna come out in a couple of months that I've been working on. This song is very close to my heart, dear to my heart. It's about my grandma and granddad who I lost a little while ago. And it's just a simple, beautiful solo, but that you know, covers a good range on the fretboard, switches between pickups, and hopefully shows the guitar in a way that gives you a good idea of what this instrument sounds like and what it feels like. And then I'll give you some closing thoughts. And man, stop looking at me, go to the store and play the damn thing. She sounds beautiful, doesn't she? Lots of good years of playing ahead with this thing. Wanted to give you a couple closing thoughts, the way I interpret the 2018 line so far, and especially this guitar. As you know, I get very big hookups from Sweetwater and AMS because the amount of money that me and my friends, etc., spend there. That being said, if you call Sweetwater right now and offer them $1,800 cash, maybe $1,850, and you've never bought anything there before, you will probably get it for $1,850 out the door, maybe even $1,800. Guys, I'm going to sound repetitive a year later, which is a surprise in itself, because I didn't expect to be here talking about the same guitar a year later about the same model guitar, but it being a completely different guitar. This is an absolute home run. I cannot speak for the high performance models. I know there's some pink Les Pauls now with unfinished sunbursts and all these things, which are cool. Do your thing. At least they figured out to do it on the high performance line rather than on the actual thing. I love Gibson for the purity that it was and still is. And I love that they're experimenting with other stuff, listen, pink Les Paul, it's all good. Why the hell not? There's a pink Fender. I mean, there's a pink, Paul Reed Smith. There's a pink freaking Ibanez. Do your thing. But with respect to this is an absolute home run. It's a home run. And it's weird to talk about the same guitar again because this classic has nothing to do with the classic from last year, let alone from the year before because it didn't exist. And the classic from, back to the early 2000s and then mid 90s and of course back to the 60s at that point. But the home run here isn't so much in one particular thing as it is the overall package. For me personally, it's everything the way I would want it to be. A good slim neck that I like. It wouldn't have bothered me even if the neck was a little bit thicker, because I have a variety of Les Pauls due to the different pickups and different sounds they give you. But you got the P90s, the ABR, orange capacitor wiring, slim neck, you got the pickguard, you got the speed knobs. Just the build quality is amazing. The rosewood is good. The frets are great. So as we talked about, there is a hit and miss with Gibson with respect to, and then of course the locking tuners, with respect to quality, but this thing is just perfect. I simply cannot think of another guitar for $1,800 built in the USA that touches this. You know, a $1,600 Steve Vai, don't touch this, you know, and I used to have, I can't think of anything that touches this for $1,700-1,800 out the door. It is spectacular for the value, and I can only say, I can't stress enough how highly I recommend this. It is everything I was hoping it would be over the last 3 days while I was waiting for it to arrive. And I was kind of being cautious because I didn't want to be let down and not living up to the excitement I had about the Classic a year ago. That being said, usually at this point I point out some flaws. I haven't found any. I found it's perfect. It is the absolute perfect $1,800 out the door guitar. And if you were to put a $2,500 price tag on this, I probably still would have bought it, just because of the specs and finally Gibson having something in this configuration that I can add to the palette. It's a absolute balls out badass guitar as a standalone guitar, let alone in combination with other guitars you have. I think the only mistake that maybe Henry at Gibson made was that he didn't give this a different model designation. And I'll tell you why. I was talking to Matt at Sweetwater, and the Les Paul Classics in the 2017 configuration are selling like hotcakes, and they still are. So it's strange to me that you would discontinue the Classic model, which was badass with the 57 and 57 Plus. It was, again, a $1,700-1,800 out the door guitar, and you replaced it with this rather than adding this next to it and be able to sell both. And I'm not privy to anything Gibson does, nor do I know what I'm talking about, but I guess it's one of those if I were in charge things. I would have called this the Les Paul Classic P90 and would have kept the Les Paul Classic with the 57s, etc., and maybe, you know, put a gimmick on there just for 2018. So the shame is, if this guitar is one flaw, is actually that it replaces the brother rather than joining its sibling. And you know, now if you can't buy a 2018 Classic the way it was last year with the 57s, you have to buy it, it's only available with the P90s. So that's the only thing I can think of. But for value, for the looks of it, aesthetics, it is absolutely an absolute home run. And I wish I could have you here for you to feel the quality of these damn pickups. And for me, it's like finally something in the way that I want it. The only complaint I have, which is really irritating me, and that's typical Gibson, is that they make one in gold and black, and I couldn't choose which one. I had to go to the Les Paul forum to get help, and finally, honestly, I flipped a coin. I had to, because now I'm like, oh God, this black looked so, but now I look at this and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. So I know the problems we musicians have. With the black one, I probably would have replaced this to gold, and it would have looked amazing, literally like a baby custom. That being said, guys, go and get one. go to the store and play one. I think they just arrived all over Guitar Center and Sam Ash, from what I'm reading. I cannot tell you how great of a beautiful guitar it is, and the moment I post this review for you, I hope it'll help you out a little bit in deciding to get one. But most importantly, I will spend the weekend playing the hell out of it and even using it on the remaining 2 songs I have to track for my album. I hope this helped a little bit. Thank you again for all the beautiful and kind words, and love you all. God bless you, and I'll see you hopefully on stage somewhere. Thank you so much, guys.